Hey Instagram, it is Jen Obermeyer. I am really excited to talk to you today. If you don't know me, I'm a business coach for professional organizers at Pro Organizer Studio. So I have been actually coaching professional organizers exclusively because I used to be one since 2016 on how to start and grow their businesses. Hello, if you're joining. I have not done a live video in a while, but I wanted to do a video today because I get tons of questions all the time from my students and in my DMs about how professional organizers can use Instagram. So, from a non-champion Instagrammer, I would actually like to share with you a few things I have learned and opinions that you can take with a grain of salt. But if you are an organizer out there, and I know who you are, that wants to be using Instagram more, but you feel like your house isn't that cute, your clients' houses are not super luxurious, you're not getting like those before and after pictures that you see everybody else having on their feed. If you're totally scared of doing Instagram stories because you don't know what to talk about, or if you have any other just like general Instagram fears for your organizing business, I want you to check out these tips. So again, you're in the right place if you are a professional organizer, because this is all I do. I am actually starting a business coaching certification next week, which I can't believe because I started my business coaching experience doing live videos on Facebook. So a couple of years later, here I am. Anyway, again, if you're here, thank you for joining me. If you have any other questions about Instagram, feel free to send me a message and I will do more videos, or maybe I will do an Instagram story. So here's a question that I actually got from one of my students this morning, but it is like repeated over and over again in different forms. Like in my email and all the ways that people communicate with me. So they're like, I know a lot of organizers feel really perfectionistic about the work that they are putting out there, and so therefore Instagram feels very intimidating because you see a lot of other people who have like perfect photos and the luxury before and after shoot. Okay, take a deep breath, because if you're an organizer, please do not feel like you have to copy that on your Instagram feed, especially when you're starting out and you do not have a lot of photos from your own projects. As you get client projects, I think it is helpful to take some before and after pictures, and if you have permission from your clients, test out trying to edit them a little bit just to brighten up like the color. So if, for example, you're working in a closet which doesn't naturally have great lighting because there's no windows. See, that's the thing, is that we do all this amazing work, but we're not doing it in areas that are always necessarily conducive to like the fabulous like photo shoot afterwards, right? So play with some of your clients' pictures, and if you can get, one of the apps, and I'm not even like an expert user on all the photo editing apps, but Visco is one that I know has like really good filters, or you can get one that you can actually like manually adjust all of it, which I think Visco does that too. So you don't have to just use filters. You can just adjust the brightness or the white light. That's one of the biggest things that even organizers who do post like awesome before and afters, they're still adjusting the lighting a little bit so that everything looks a little bit brighter and whiter, and they're getting that like really pretty look on their feed. But here's a big tip that I have for you is don't feel like every single thing that you post in your feed has to be of a like glittery before and after project of your own. So you can, and people ask about this a lot too, like, is it okay to repost or regram other people's pictures? And here's my answer for that. A lot of people really want you to ask permission, especially if it is their client. I mean, it's their work, like it's their before and after, it's their client. You need to ask permission before you repost it. And in addition to that, you need to make sure that you're giving credit to them in a way and not writing a caption that makes it sound like it was the job that you did. I have heard horror stories of people using other people's work and then even like tagging the location as like their location and not the organizer's location to make it seem like it was their job. Please do not ever do that. There are lots of amazing organizers out there who have like fabulous pictures, and they will go after you, and because we're all like territorial about our work, right? And they'll ask you to take it down. So I would say, better safe than sorry. If you're going to use somebody's picture, please, ask them in advance, and also, of course, give them credit. If you are, where was I going with that? Oh yeah, what I was trying to say was you can mix in photos of your own work and repost from other people, so that it's not all just like one type of thing. And then in addition to that, you can mix in like inspirational quotes. I see a lot of you doing that, and it looks awesome. You can even make your own like branded quotes that match your brand, so your fonts, your colors. This is a really good way to give your Instagram feed like a consistent look without it having to be all about pictures of like Pinterest pantries and those perfect closets. You can get that consistent look by having your quotes or your favorite quotes, or even things that are your own writing, put in sort of like that branded fashion, and like have a pattern, like some people do like diagonal rows and every 5 squares do this, that kind of thing. That will help your feed have this consistent look, even when a lot of what we're posting is of like before and after, that are sometimes kind of messy. Like you don't want to have your Instagram feed of like all messy before pictures, you know what I'm saying? Because it didn't give it that like high-end like luxury feeling, even though, and this is the sad part, this is like the part that kind of gets me, some of those before and afters that you have that are like bad kind of like iPhone pictures are from jobs where your clients actually loved the work that you did. It's just that the pictures just don't really do it justice, you know what I mean? So with Instagram being such a visual platform, you really want to have like the nicest photos that you can muster on your feed. So learn a little bit of editing, and you can do that. It's very doable. Also, some of my students or some people that I've seen out there have like done their own sort of staged like stock photos. So it doesn't take a huge area in your own house to have like one area that does look really nice that you can kind of use again and again as, again, something to kind of mix in with all of your other photos of like client work. You can have sort of like, a close-up of like your coffee and your laptop and a plant, like that kind of thing. Like you can create your own stock photos, or you can buy them. There are a lot, or you can find some for free, but there's a lot of really, really good paid stock photo sites out there that if you buy a set from them, and again, you're mixing it into your feed with everything else that you have, it kind of just gives it that consistent look instead of being just a splattering of everything. So let me just say this, not all organizers are designers. Like the organizing and designing are two totally different skill sets, but some organizers do have that eye for design. And the benefit of that is that if they can kind of create an Instagram feed that like looks and feels really luxurious and kind of, upscale, that really, it gives that automatic sort of sense that you really do have an eye for detail, and that you care a lot about the results that you're going to get for your clients. So if you're an organizer that kind of struggles with like the design aspect and like making it all look nice, I would encourage you to put a little bit of effort into that, but not with the feeling that it has to be perfect, because it so does not. So with that next point, I wanted to tell you that Instagram Stories is a great way for you to showcase like the jobs that you're doing, because I think a lot of, us being on Instagram as organizers is to show people like, hey, I'm working, I'm great at what I do have other clients, like you can hire me, you can trust me. You're giving them that feeling of going behind the scenes in your business. So that would be a great place, like on Instagram Stories, for you to put those not great photos of like, here's the closet, we're in progress. Like it's not like the, portfolio shot of the after picture yet, or you may not ever get there. You may not ever get to the after picture, but if you have those photos that don't want to live, you don't want them to live on your Instagram feed. Instagram Stories is a great place to put them, because you can sort of tell the story of what's happening, and then it's going to disappear in 24 hours. So I definitely recommend that. I know a lot of people, at least my students and my one-on-one clients, want to be doing more Instagram Stories, and I do too. So I will confess, I'm not great at stories. I'm way better at doing a live video, and it's way less intimidating for some reason to do a live video, because I can kind of settle in and tell you what's on my mind, versus like Instagram Stories. I feel like it all has to be fit and be cute in like 15 seconds, and I need more time, But a big tip for Instagram Stories, if you're going to do that kind of thing, is to not only feel like all you have to do on your story is talk to the camera. You don't only have to do that. There are a lot of organizers who are doing that, and that's what makes it seem intimidating, because you feel like, oh my gosh, I got to get my hair did and my makeup on. By the way, that's why I'm even doing a video today, because I just got my hair cut and colored. So, so I get it. So I know it's kind of intimidating. But when you're on your stories, if you can share, you can talk to the camera and you can share tips, like I know a lot of people do. Or you can turn the camera around and, show something that you're working on. It doesn't always have to be like, it doesn't have to be you, but I think it should be you, like sometimes, so people can kind of get a glimpse of the person who is behind the business, especially if you're the kind of person who doesn't like to post photos of yourself in your feed. Then I think Instagram Stories is a good way to say, like, hey, it's Jen, and here's what we're working on today. So I really like that idea. Also, another tip, I know people are always like, how do you get good lighting for Instagram Stories? Well, definitely, first of all, I'm not even in good lighting right now, but because my window shade is trying to, it's the sun is like chasing me a little bit. But if you stand in front of a window, and this is literally what I will do if I'm going to do a story, is I'll turn the camera on without clicking, don't click any buttons yet, and I'll walk around my house until I find like some natural light that is coming through a window that is not like shining down on me in an unflattering way. I'll walk around my house until I finally like get a shot where, I'm like, oh, that looks good. I mean, but I can't naturally sense it. I have to actually like look into the camera and kind of figure that out. If you know what you're going to say on your Instagram story in advance, that is very helpful. But a lot of people don't know that you don't have to fit it all into 10 seconds. You can just hold the button down and talk as long as you want to. However, I have noticed that when people have Instagram stories that are really, really, really long, like when you look up at the top and there's like, it seems like there's 30 little bars that you can click forward to. I don't even know what the word is for it. Hopefully that makes sense. That people tend to like skip the whole thing because they're like, that's too long. But if there's only like 4 or 5 parts of your story up there, then people will tend to watch it more because they know it's not going to be a saga. So I don't know if that's helpful or not, but I know a lot of people are just now kind of trying to figure out this platform. So I am here for you. I don't want you to feel like you're behind. It's it's something that, some people naturally feel comfortable with, and other people it takes more time. So I want you to know that that is okay. If that is you, you are not alone. A lot of people are just now signing up for Instagram and going, oh my gosh, like I can't figure out how to even translate my brand and my aesthetic into an Instagram feed, and everybody else is doing it so great that I might as well just not. And that's a very self-defeating attitude. I hope that if you're feeling that way, that you don't, because I think it can be really fun. It doesn't have to be perfect. If you look at my own Instagram, I mean, I go through times when I have posted really consistently, and then other times where I go months without doing that. So again, take this with a grain of salt, but this is from somebody who is not like, I'm not an Instagram expert in what I practice at all, but I have seen a lot of professional organizers Instagram and how it fits in with what else they are doing online, whether it's Facebook and videos or their website and the things that I know that they're trying to sell. So I feel like I have seen a lot of examples of things that are working really well, and things that don't work as well. So I hope that this was helpful in some way. Again, I just felt compelled to chat with you guys, and I'll repost this on IGTV. If you have not checked out my IGTV channel, a lot of my old videos that were on YouTube that were like hours and hours long have been like condensed and edited down now into IGTV size bites, which is great. So those are like 10 minutes or less. Hopefully this one will fit in there. I better end it before it cuts me off. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a fabulous February so far. DM me if you have any other questions, things you want me to chat about. I definitely need to get on my stories more often. So I'll see you guys soon.